Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Chris, mobilitysite.com. This is the Mobility Site YouTube channel, and at the request of one of our viewers, I am going to append our normal intro with our actual podcast intro in place, and it's a little bit longer, so enjoy it. And I want to tell you that we're proud to be sponsored by cases.com. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Mobility Site Minute, the official podcast for mobilitysite.com.
Hear mobile news and views. Learn what's new in mobile technology.
Smartphones.
Yes. iPhone.
Yes. Windows Mobile.
Yes. Android.
Yes. You name it.
We love it. The Mobility Site Minute begins transmission now.
Hey guys, it's Chris, mobilitysite.com, and in front of you, you do not have an 8.1 megapixel camera from Sony Ericsson. You have an actual phone. It's the Sony Aino, A-I-N-O, and this is just a unlocked GSM phone that's capable of AT&T 3G as well as T-Mobile, I believe. I know that it works AT&T. I've already used it. As you can see, I've got my SIM card in there. It's an unlocked phone. It sells for about $600. I don't believe anybody would expect me to take a look at this because, quite frankly, it's not really a smartphone. It's a feature phone with a lot of features, but it's not running Windows Mobile, it's not running Palm OS, it's not running Android, it's running whatever Sony Ericsson's run. So basically we start here. We'll go on the top here. You've got a lock button there, and this locks the screen to where it's kind of like an on-off switch, but it's not. It just locks the screen to where you can't accidentally turn it on. And it's not like a switch, it's just a micro switch. It's not a slider. On the side here, you've got this standard Sony Ericsson port, which I think I've got one of these right here. This is the charger for it. And it just pops up in there like that. And it's got a sync cable, which I used. The reason you're not getting an unboxing of this is because basically I got this, and a sync charge cable, no software, no manual, no box, no nothing. So kind of running blindly here. On the bottom you've got what I assume is your microphone and a nice speaker here. It's a pretty nice sounding speaker. You'll see in a few minutes too. Here we've got a camera button, and I've got email, and the volume rocker up and down there. On the front there are no buttons, nothing down here. You got a sensor and an ear speaker here for your earpiece. On the back you have a nice pretty logo, and that is raised. Pretty nice looking. LED flash, 8.1 megapixel camera, and then you slide it up here, and we've got some soft keys here which correlate with the menu. What's kind of funny, and I'll say this right now, in this state right here, this screen is a 3-inch touchscreen, but when you're in this mode with the keypad here, there's nothing going on there. However, when you turn it sideways and close it, it activates there, but I'll show you that in a few minutes. So here we've got a D-pad, center punch there, two soft keys, as I said, right there, hang up and a call button, and this button here is a clear button. It kind of backs you up when you're doing text input or whatnot, and this one brings up like a quick start menu where you can run through here and see what's happening, some shortcuts, internet shortcuts and whatnot. So there's a lot of themes here. This is not the theme that comes on it when you first get it. I've used this for about several hours today, and I've also set up an RSS widget that's running Mobility Site's RSS, if you can see that. And yeah, so you've got your T9 input here, and that right there disqualifies this as being a device I would carry every day, because I can't do T9, just can't do it. Alright, so you know, with like an HTC device or a lot of other devices, you just kind of push and slide up to get to the back, but this one is kind of, you got to pull it down and up. This one has a 56 or 52 mega RAM of RAM built in. But you got your SIM slot here, your battery there, which I'm going to pull that battery out and tell you what it is. And here I've got an 8 gig SanDisk micro SD card in there, as you can see. Oops, come here. And it just slides in there just like that. Pow, and then your SIM card slides right up in there. This battery is a 1000 milliamp hour battery. And we'll pop that back on and put this back together. It's a really solid feeling device despite this plastic backing here. Overall, I mean, it's got kind of an HTC-ish heft to it. You know, I don't know if when you've held like a Tilt or a Tilt 2 or any HTC device for that matter, it's got that kind of heft. It kind of feels heavy but really solid. That's the kind of feel you have here. It really does feel solid. So we'll go ahead and get that turned on so we can look at that in a minute. And while that's booting up, I'll go ahead and do a little comparisons here. We've got the LG Insight here, which is a Windows mobile phone that I always try to get a phone that's kind of similar in dimensions and style, although this doesn't have a slide out. And there we go. And as you saw here with the 3.5 millimeter audio jack, there is no jack of that nature on here. I guess any kind of accessory you would want to use would have to use that connector there. Here's the perennial iPhone comparison. This is the 3GS now, since that's what I'm carrying for the most part. It's quite a bit smaller. Like I said, this is a 3-inch, I believe 430 by 240 pixel screen. And here's one that you hadn't seen in a while. This is actually my wife's BlackBerry, and it's about the same exact dimensions, height, width, everything, except for the fact that this one gets bigger. So anyway, let's take a look. Let's first see here on the outside of the device. Come on, give me something here. On when you have the device closed, this touchscreen is active, and as you can see there, we've got the date and the carrier and the time, and it says I'm on HSDPA, which I'm not. I know for a fact it's only 3G, but that just might be a little battery indicator there. And you slide that up, and you've got this media dock here, which now we're going to go ahead and set this down and get you a better view. Get some of this out of the way here. I should probably clean that screen real quick. We'll turn a couple lamps off, and there we have it. Actually, you know what? Let me wipe that off real fast here. It's going to be a little longer video than you're used to. Well, never mind. Some of you are probably used to quite a long video from me. So, slide up, and there's this little menu here, and you see the icons pop up when you go over them. This first, or the far right one here, this is for the radio, and you have to have a headset connected, which I do not have. They did not send me one. The next one is for movies, and I've went ahead and preloaded it with a full length. It was formatted for a Pocket PC. Actually, that's not it. Let's go here. Die Hard 2. Or maybe that. It's not a bad screen. It's a little pixelization, but I believe that's the encoding of the movie. When I actually encoded this movie for a Pocket PC and not for this size screen here. So your controls are here. You just tap on the screen, it brings them up, and you can go full screen or standard resolution or whatever the movie came in. This movie is actually stretched for the screen right now, as you can see on the edges now. So when you get back, you just hit the back button there, and then you just tap the top of the screen to go back into the menus. And the next tab is our music button there. We'll look at newly added, and let's see here, Linkin Park, and we could just, you know, pick something, and there it goes. We'll hit a little volume on there. It's actually not a bad sounding speaker in its own right. Turn that back down. So you can just scroll through the tracks like that. So anyway, we'll get back out of there. Oops, I should stop that. Okay, that's the music player, and then we have the picture viewer. And this is pretty cool here. This is really slick. You can see you've got 2007 and 2009. You can scroll through here and look at photos by date. So if I want to see what I took on April 14th, bam, I was in Seattle. There's some pictures of my fellow MVPs in Seattle cruising to breakfast one morning. And actually told what time. Actually, I didn't even, did you notice that? It actually tells the date and time that I took that photo, which happened to be on a card that this micro SD card that I'm using was in my tilt back then when I had that. So so you can scroll by the date there, and you can also just scroll through the pictures with your finger like that and go one by one, and yeah. So I can bring that up, and I can also scroll like that. So pretty neat. Should auto rotate as well, but it's, there we go. A little slow on that. It's about angles though. There we go. So anyway, you get back out of here, and we'll step back up. And the last one is, and I'm gonna get something here to take a picture of. The camera. This camera's kind of interesting in the fact that it's got a really nice flash on it, which I'm going to turn this light out so you can actually see the flash happen. As you can see, I've got that targeted. You just line the phone up on your what you want to take and tap the screen, and you see that came out to be a pretty decent picture, although it's got a little bit of a flash. So that was in the dark, although this material underneath the phone is a reflective material, so that kind of hurt our picture a little bit. But anyway, so here's your controls. You've got actually that's the actual picture. I'll go ahead and delete that one. Delete, yes. And here's your controls right here. You've got your focus, how you're going to focus, auto, face, macro, whatever. Here is your scenes for portrait, twilight, whatever. Your flash, self timer if you wanted it, the resolution and whatnot. X to get out. Here to, oh, that's just an indication. That's not actually a button. And here you would pick between modes if you wanted to do a video or a still. So we'll go ahead and get out of there. And that's it for this side. If you don't hit this button here to shut it off when you put it in your pocket, you will, oops, a little focus problem there, you will have an issue with it going off in your pocket. So make sure if you happen to get one of these to do that. Alright, so here in this view, let's get this turned off. Adjustable lighting here, hey? So I'm going to try to do this through here. I'll just pick this up here and give it to you like this. Alright, so here on your front screen you got a menu. You press the center button there, and this is not the theme that came on it. There's some themes over here in the settings that you can do here, and I'll show you that because it's pretty neat. Display, main theme, layout, themes, waves. The default is unlimited, and so it sets that. And we'll get the back button here, back again, and there we go. Totally different look. So if you get out of this menu altogether, you'll see these bubbles floating up to the top there. It's kind of neat with the time and whatever. So okay, we'll go back to the menu and we'll start up top here. You've got your Play Now, which is a web-based service that Sony Ericsson has where you can sync music on a website and pull it down from wherever you're at. I didn't really check it out closely. You've got a browser on here, which is not too bad. In fact, let's see here. Let's just to show you the browser, let me go to this quick menu here and just go ahead and bring it up this way since I've already bookmarked mobility site. And on T9, I'm going to tell you, I'm not too swift. And there you have it. it brings up the mobile version of Mobility Site, and you can scroll through, find you something to look at. And the internet is not too bad on here. I'm running through 3G finally in this area, and there you have it. That's the mobile version of my site. So anyway, that's the browser. It's not really that feature rich, but it works. Next icon over is entertainment. Here you've got the Play Now again, some games. They put a couple games on here. I'm not going to show you those. PhotoMate, which is an application for your photos, and that's about it. Let's see, media. Here we have, you can access your media just like you can in the side view like that. You also got a web feeds thing, which is what you saw on that front page there. You can set your own up here, and like I've got Mobility Site set up right here, and there's a new post there, and you click on there, and it just brings up a little synopsis, and you actually have to go ahead and click through, and it'll take you online and take you to the website to read the actual piece. Then you got some settings here, games, videos, music, and photos. Alright, going back. Messaging, this is where you do your text messaging. And there's your camera app again. Here's the navigation location services. They've actually got an application on here that looks like it's a free app, unless it's shareware. I was actually able to get a good fix with the GPS, and it had me pretty accurate to where I was when I did that, but you have to take my word for it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But it looks like it's free. It comes on the phone. Let's see here, contacts. I don't have any, but if I did, there you go. Music player again. Another version of the music player, and this works. You got your controls. Use the D-pad to control it right here. So anyway, we'll get back out of there. Back to the settings. We'll skip that. This right here is the in and out calls, which you don't need to see that. Organizer. Here you got all sorts of things. You got a file manager. You can organize your applications, your media, home, calendar, tasks, notes, pretty much everything. And here's another little neat feature: a flashlight. And you would think that it just turns the screen white. Not so. It actually turns on this LED light there, as you can see. So I'll turn off in a minute, so I'll just let it go. Then you got your calculator, and that's it. So we get back out of there. And last but not least, we got our settings here: general, sound alerts, display, calls, connectivity, user help. I'm not going to go too deep into any of this. It is what it is, and you see what it is. It's not really a smartphone, but it does look pretty smart if you ask me. It's really nice feeling. It's solid, and one of the key points to this device is through that Play, what is it called? Media Play. Media Go or whatever it was. No, Media Go is the software we're actually used to sync the music and the video to the device through the connector there. It's kind of like iTunes. It went ahead and found my library, synced all my media up to the application, and then I just went through the library and right clicked on a particular album or song or file and said send to the device. That application that I said, well, let's see, I'll just go ahead and go there. I forgot the name of it already. Play Now. There's something with Play Now that allows you to sync content between this and your PS3. I don't have a PS3 to test it, so I really can't say much about it. And I obviously didn't read much up on that, but this is supposed to work with the PS3 to pull content that you have on your PS3 over a network. If you've got your PS3 networked within your home, you should be able to pipe into it and actually stream media off of that device onto this phone. But anyway, this is the Sony Ericsson Aino, It is an unlocked GSM phone with all the frequencies you need. I'm running 3G on AT&T right now. It's I think it was $5.99 retail. It's not subsidized by any carriers currently. I don't know if it is going to come to any carriers in the US. Typically these kind don't. But it's got an 8 megapixel camera, 3-inch screen, 56 meg of internal memory, and like I showed you in there, we got a memory card slot for micro SD. Should take up to a 16 or a 32. And that's about all I could tell you on it. It's a really hot little device if you're not looking for a smartphone. I'm pretty impressed with it. It's pretty solid. If it had an actual QWERTY keyboard right here, I think that it would make some bigger waves. But anyway, this is Chris Leckness, mobilitysite.com. Have a good evening.